Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Welcome to the den. It's on and popping again. Yeah. Y'all see the title. Now, I may not agree with Selah Shalom's Osassy doctrine, but the research that he did exposing the forefathers of the HOK's master teachers when it comes to this Kemetic stuff was outstanding. I got to give him that. We know who your master. We've been did this a long time ago, but sometimes we got to remind these guys of who really put this in their head. So let's go ahead and get straight to the meat and potatoes. My name is JJ7000, most feared debater on this goddamn planet. Shout out to Trip D's and Wuss and Payne in the building. Now, let me see what he got to say. Now, he says the use of derogatory language, including racist slurs, thus combative approach, diminishes the integrity of their debates, turning what could be substantive discussions into hostile exchange. Yeah, I mean, he got a few things to work on, but I thought he did an excellent job with this information right here. We got Trip D's in the house. Peace and blessings, brother. Yeah, it's a late night or early morning. I don't know, but I'm here. right. All right, man. Let's go ahead and get to the meat and potatoes. Everybody, come on in to the Lion's Den. You know, JJ7K TV. You know how we do. We put the little banner on here. Get it flowing. You know. How about this? I think this is a better one. Here we go. Now, this one right here. So another TV, the weakest environment to be in. That's right. You need to change that up. You're holding too many hands over there, man. You're holding hands and you got your finger in a little belt loop. You know what I'm saying? With Kool-Aid on his cheeks. Yeah, that's what they do. That's what they do. They put honey buns on each other's pillows and shit over there, man. Shit. All right, let's go ahead and get to it, man. This is some pretty good information, I thought. It's late night, but people will see it in the morning. Let's see. Hopefully my screen is share. Let's see. Yeah. All right. Go ahead and get to it. This is for copyright. This is for what they call that, critiquing purposes and things of that nature, ladies and gentlemen. You know, let's see. Can y'all see that? Hope we don't have no technical problems like we did yesterday. Oh, there we go. All right. Let's see what we got here. Selah Shalom destroys the old dinosaurs, Reggie, Dr. Reggie, and Jabari Osassy. You know. Let's go.
In the land of truth and light, where the spirit stands. So
pass the Reggie weed smoking music.
You know.
Uh-oh. Oh, wait, what the hell? What's going on, man?
Hey, want to know how I got this $50,000 check for an accident I was involved in over 5 months ago?
European authorship is because cats was having a difficult time accepting the fact that the Osassy was written by.
Well, man, I'm just gonna skip past that little part, man. I see. You gotta go back to the original Hebrew scripts. If he can't prove that, but anyway, I mean, he got to disprove that. But let's see. But see with this Book of the Dead. Now, see, I'm with you on that. These guys don't know nothing about what they're reading on these walls, things of that nature. They take you on these museum tours and down there in Egypt somewhere, and they're just pointing. They just pointing, y'all. They don't know what the hell they're looking at. All right, let's go.
European, a dentist at that, right? Like that's a bad trade. So they kept making fun of the white boy. They said, "I know you got this book from," and I did European authorship of the Holy Bible and showed the biasness of these cats. So you sit up here complaining about John Negro, but I ran through Greek, Latin, and England,
Okay.
Europeans who had their hands.
Okay.
One white boy who had a spiritual experience and
say it ain't so.
And he is considered the.
Hold on. Look at him.
No Bantu Negro
Jabari,
from
you
Congo.
got some explaining to do.
Reestablished.
Reggie, what's it do? Smash Rockwell. All you HOTEP mummies, y'all got some explaining to do, right? Who is this guy? Anthony Kircher. He wrote your Book of the Dead. Look at this madness. Let's go. Look at this guy.
Egyptology, or the study of Egypt.
Jabari's master teacher.
From 1622 to 1624, Kircher was sent to begin his regency period in Koblenz as a teacher. This was followed instead, where he taught like some old, regular plantation owner looking. This nigga speaking Hebrew fluently, Syriac, teaching mathematics. Look what it states next. He was ordained to the priesthood in 1628 and became professor of ethics and mathematics at the University of Wurzburg. He's teaching Hebrew and Syriac. Beginning in 1628, he began to show an interest in Egyptian hieroglyphs. Perhaps Kircher's best known work is Oedipus Egypticus, 1652 to 1554. A vast book and Anastasia Supreme's work of Egyptology. Kircher was the most famous of the decipherers between ancient and modern times, and the most famous riddles as sounds. In short, as many mazes to be escaped for man's mountains to be climbed. While some of his notions are long discredited, 1628, when he became intrigued by a collection of hieroglyphs in the library at Spira. He learned Coptic in 1633 and published its first grammar in 1636, the Prodromus Coptus Civ Egypticus. So he published a book on grammar back in the 1600s. Show me a black Egyptologist publishing grammar. Where he at? Kircher argued that Coptic preserved the last development of ancient Egyptians. For this, Kircher has been considered the true founder of Egypt's discovery of the Rosetta Stone, comprehensible to scholars. He also recognized the relationship between hieratic and hieroglyphic scripts. Look at that. Look at that. He doing this. Ain't no Bantu Negro from the Congo doing this. So all you Egyptian cats speaking about, oh, there's a relationship between the hierarchy and you got. E.A. Wallace Budge mentioned Kircher as the foremost of writers who pretended to have found the key to the hieroglyphs. See, these niggas beefing and politicking back then about who's doing the correct works or not. And called his translation in Oedipus Egypticus utter nonsense. Look at that. Bulge is like, man, that's some bull crap. But as they were put forth a learned tongue, many people at the time believed Anastasius' works was off. Although Anastasius' approach to deciphering text was based on a fundamental misconception, some modern commentators have designed Kircher as the pioneer of the serious study of hieroglyphs. See that? So these niggas, Anastasius Kircher is considered the father he made. So what he got correct. This European right here is the founder of Egyptology. And he was a Jesuit. He was a goddamn Catholic. He could speak Hebrew. So you have Hebraic, Catholic, Jesuit influence in your Egyptology. Let's move forward.
Jabari, you ain't tell me about this.
Jean Barthélemy.
Oh, look at this guy.
Barthélemy, right?
Not Barthélemy.
Let's go to him. You know what he famous for?
What he famous for?
The first person decipher.
It ain't so.
Phoenician alphabet in 1758. Yeah, look at that. Jabari. He revised it. I found that interesting. Because it states he was the first to decipher an extinct language. The Hebrew language was extinct at this time. They say Eleazar is the one who revived the Hebrew language. Look what also I got. These Egyptians cartouche. Watch this. In volume 5 of the curricula of Count Callias, published in 1762, that the signs in Egypt acknowledged by Shem. Egyptologist nigga talking about the names of the kings were in the cartouche, nigga. You gotta give the credit to this white boy right here, Jean Bartholomew.
Not Gene
You gotta give the credit to him.
Oh.
He was the first to fashion that thought. (1755, 1809). Look at him. What he known for? Look, was a Danish scientist. Look where we are on the map. Dang, a Danish scientist. He was noted for his work as an alchemist. His work studies, which he conducted with success. By his power of penetration and sound judgment, he pointed out to later investigators the path to be Fisa, 1758 to 1833, highlighted a suggestion made by Georgine in 1797 that the foreign names in Egyptian hieroglyphs inscriptions might be written phonetically. Let's read that again. The foreign names like a what's some of the four names? Asia. Direction of reading depends on the direction in which the glyphs were facing. See that? For example, here's an example. If you notice, all the images of the glyphs from the bird to the humans is all facing in this direction, all facing in one direction. So you know that you got to read the glyphs starting on this side and come down this way. That's what he discovered. So any Bantu Negro in the Congo today who's an Egyptologist talking about you got to read the hieroglyph depends because the direction everybody facing, boom, he gave you that. No Bantu Negro in the Congo gave you that. So, and this example of reading the hieroglyphs in that manner can be cross-compared to the time of communication. And if you wanted to find out where, let's say, bears was to hunt, they will have a direction of bears going in one way, so you know to go that way. So this is the same kind of concept with the hieroglyphics when reading it. The objects, whether if it's a person or man, pointing in this direction. So you know to read from here, coming right. That's how the story is being conveyed. See that? Now, the white boy gave you that. His work in numismatic led him to take up Egyptology. Okay. However you pronounce it. But look, he translated this in the English papyrus for you to see today. You wouldn't even be able to have this papyrus Nipsa if it wasn't for him right here.
Ah, look at you. Look at
he gave you that. The Bantu Negro when the Congo's on the continent. Why he ain't over there excavating and giving us the history back to us? But the in 1876, Samuel of the British Museum published the first extensive English translation. And he gave you that. The work of E.A. Wallace Budge, both his hieroglyphic edition and his English translation of the Papyrus of He gave you that. The Papyrus of he gave you that. Y'all niggas want to talk about Ma'at? He gave you that.
Jabari.
He reintroduced Ma'at to you. More recent translation in English have been published by T.G. Allen, 1974, and Raymond Faulkner, 1972. See that? So they're trying to decipher something that cannot be even deciphered if you ain't had the nigga who put them on the wall. That's what every time the next generation come, oh, they was incorrect. Look at my eye. The assessors of Ma'at are the 42 deities listed in the papyrus of Nepsin. To whom did the son of Ani? See that? The 42 negative confessions found in the papyrus of Ani.
Say it.
But you wouldn't know nothing about the 42 negative confessions from Ani if it wasn't for this guy. He gave you that.
Look at Jabari, master.
Ain't no Bantu nigga from the Congo gave you the 42 confessions of Ma'at. He gave you that. Samuel right here gave you that.
Look at Sam.
You niggas.
Pat him on. God. Look at your mind. God damn, Jabari. Oh. Say it.
Discovering the Rosetta Stone, an important archaeological find that allowed ancient Egyptian writers with this Rosetta Stone. You niggas wouldn't be having a clue of what the hieroglyphs read.
Look at Reggie, master.
Because this was the opening right here for you niggas to start understanding the language and the grammar and all that. With this cat, right? He was then put in charge of rebuilding of Fort Julian, an old Mamluk fortification near the port city of Rosetta, present-day Rashad, which Napoleon had renamed after Thomas Prosper Julian, recently assassinated in Egypt. During these works, he discovered the Rosetta. For? Take a guess. Take a guess. You know what that is on the right of him? You know what that is? What script that is? Let's find out. Thomas Young. He was instrumental in the decipherment of Egyptian hieroglyphs, specifically the Rosetta Stone. See that? So after the Rosetta Stone was here, boom, he hopped on it. Oh, let me see what's up with this. He was instrumental in the decipherment of Egyptian hieroglyphs, specifically the Rosetta Stone. So here go the Rosetta Stone up here. He helped. He's the one helping decipher this. He don't look like no Bantu Negro from the Congo.
Leave him alone, man. Damn.
Listen. Again, he was instrumental in the decipherment of Egyptian hieroglyphs, specifically the Rosetta Stone. By the age of 14, Young had learned Greek, Latin, French, Italian, Syriac, Samaritan Hebrew, Arabic, and Biblical Aramaic, Persian, Turkish, and Ge'ez. Nigga, what type of nigga this nigga was? At 14 years old, this nigga knew all them languages. What type of nigga is that? You would never think this white boy would know and speak fluently in all those languages. Samaritan Hebrew. You know what Samaritan Hebrew is, nigga? That's the closest to Paleo Hebrew, to the original. And then you got the Syriac, Arabic, and Biblical Aramaic. Come on, man. What we dealing with here?
Right.
This ain't no dumb white boy, basically what I'm saying. Ain't none of these dumb white boys. Although they look dumb, plantation looking niggas, but these motherfuckers are smart. You would never know back in the 1700s. Niggas out here learning all that type of shit, and he was 14. Now, look what it states.
What?
He began using an Egyptian Demotic alphabet of 29 letters built up by John David in 1802.
Jabari and Reggie, you got some explaining to do. This is bad. Not one Negro. You over there talking about some HOTEP. Oh, you don't get somewhere to sit down. Get a Selah.
14 turned out to be correct. Archibald was correct in stressing the importance of the demonic text in trying to read the inscription, but he wrongly believed that the demonic was entirely alphabet. Now look, by 1814, Young had completely translated the incorporeal text of the Rosetta Stone, using a list with 86 demonic words, and then studied the hieroglyphic alphabet, but initially failed to recognize that the demonic and the hieroglyph text were paraphrases and not simple translations. So look at this. This nigga Reggie translated the Rosetta Stone. It said he had completely translated basically the Rosetta Stone.
Hey.
See that?
I see it.
And then they know in Arabic and Hebrew and all that. So
This is bad.
Yo, this shit is wild.
Ah.
Several scholars have suggested that Young's true contribution to Egyptology was what? His decipherment of the demonic script.
Somebody call Jabari.
He made the first major advancement in this area. He also correctly identified demonic as being composed by both ideographic and phonetic signs. He gave you that.
Oh.
So when you demonic script standing right next to him, he deciphered that.
Not him.
Ain't no Bantu Negro from the Congo out of Africa gave you this. Redeciphering this, reconstructing or bringing it back, reviving this. It's him.
Choppy.
Thomas Young gave you the decipherment of the demonic
Put one
text.
in the chat if y'all can hear. Trip these. Can you hear?
Now, come to Champollion, 1790.
Put a one if y'all hear.
1832. There go his published works. Pantheon, Egyptian collection.
You might have to redo this.
So now, see, these niggas got published works.
Oh, not published.
They got published works that they authorized.
Oh.
They wrote books based off what they was learning and publishing, studying Egypt. Now look, Jean Champollion announced the transliteration of the Egyptian script in Paris in 1822. So all these niggas is translating and breaking down and deciphering what you consider yours, right? Again, Jean Champollion announced the transliteration of the Egyptian scripts in Paris in 1822. The French scholar Champollion opens in New Window, 1790 to 1832, then realized that hieroglyphs recorded the sound of the Egyptian language.
Yes.
This laid the foundation of our knowledge of ancient Egyptian language and culture.
This is good.
Champollion made a crucial step in understanding ancient Egyptian writing when he identified the hieroglyphs that were used to write the names of non-Egyptian rulers. See that? He's doing all this.
Wow.
The white boy doing all this. He announced his discovery, which had been based on analysis of the Rosetta Stone and other texts, and appeared at the Academia des Inscriptions et Belles Lettres, open in New Window at Paris on Friday, 27 September 1822. Champollion then made a second crucial breakthrough, realizing that the alphabetic signs were used not only for foreign names, but also for Egyptian names. He giving you that.
Oh, Jabari.
He did that. Not a Bantu Negro from the Congo.
Damn, Jabari.
You niggas' idea and ideology of Egypt is framed on the shoulders of these white boys.
Jabari, you got some explaining.
Together with his knowledge of language, which derived from ancient Egyptian. This allowed him to begin reading hieroglyphics inscription fully. In 1822, the corresponding Egyptian hieroglyphs were deciphered by Champollion, marking the beginning of modern Egyptology. Look at that. I don't see no Bantu Negro from the Congo yet deciphering nothing, giving us anything. As a young man, he was renowned in scientific circles and read Coptic, ancient Egypt, ancient Greek, Latin, Hebrew, and Arabic. Here go another cat. This is 3 people that is Egyptologists that spoke fluent Hebrew, spoke Hebrew and Arabic. And these is white boys out of Europe. Ain't a Jew yet. So you got Europeans, hard-bodied Europeans that were speaking fluent Hebrew, that's deciphering Egypt's hieroglyphs. In 1820, Champollion embarked in earnest on the project of decipherment of hieroglyphic script, soon overshadowing the achievement of British polymath. It's crazy, Bronjo, you brought up polymath the other day. You brought that up literally. I think it was yesterday you brought up polymath, and look at that. See how Jaja worked? Now, Thomas Young, who had made the first advancement in decipherment before 1819. In 1822, Champollion published his first breakthrough in the decipherment of the Rosetta hieroglyphs, showing that the Egyptian writing system was a combination of phonetics and ideograph signs. He gave you that.
Not a copy.
The first such script discovered in 1824, he published Precise, in which he detailed a known primarily as the decipherer of, look at that. He published a Precise in which he detailed a known primarily as the decipherer of Egyptian hieroglyphs and a founding figure in the field of Egyptology. Come on now. Where the Bantu Negro at? Where's the founding figure of the Bantu Negro in Egyptology in this day and age? In 1824, in the mid-1800s. Niggas on the continent. Where they at? Show me their works. Oh, well, you know, the colonizer, get out of here. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear excuses. I want to see evidence of niggas bringing you and reconstruction Egypt for us as black people. No, you can't say that.
Damn, Jabari.
The hieroglyph scripts demonstrating the value of its phonetic and ideographic signs.
Not the ideographic.
Although some still argue that he should have acknowledged the contribution of Young, his decipherment is now universally accepted and has been the basis for all further development in the field. Consequently, he is regarded as the founder and father of Egyptology. See that? That's Champollion they talking about. They talking about this nigga is the founding father of Egyptology. I showed you the first nigga was the founder of it.
Papa don't take no man.
And Athasius, he was the founder. They classify Champollion as the father. There ain't no Bantu Negro from the Congo. Where they at? You niggas is just as bad as the Jews.
Hey, wait a minute.
The same way the European Jews fashion and frame.
I see.
The black Jews copy. It's the same thing with you niggas with ancient Egypt. Everything you know about ancient Egypt is on the shoulders of these people.
Say so.
Champollion's table of hieroglyphic phonetics characters with their demonic and Greek equivalent. Here goes some of his works right here. Look at that. That's Champollion. Put it together. See that? Ain't no Bantu Negro from the Congo doing this. The Champollion. White boy. He doing this. He putting it together.
No, he did.
And this nigga can speak Hebrew. See the A? And you know the A is the bird sign and symbol. So these are the different symbols associated with the A. He gave you that.
Oh, no, he did.
The H, the Ha.
Not the H.
Look at that. The leaf. That's the leaf of my eye right there.
Oh, Jabari.
What we talking about here?
What's he talking?
So anytime you want to talk about HOTEP, HOTEP, brother, HOTEP, or Ma'at, they gave you this. They fashioned that for you to say. The first methodological advancement where Joseph D. Genius discovered that cartouches identified the names of rulers.
Not the cartouches.
See that? Come on, man. Let's move on. Now look at this. Christian Charles.
This is not Christian Charles.
Josias.
Oh, look at this.
Josias von Bunsen. 1791 to 1860.
Listen.
Now, his work to the right. That's what he authored.
Look at the fathers.
These niggas wrote.
Look at the fathers, y'all. Jabari, you ain't tell me about Christian Charles Josias von Busen. You hid him in the vault. God damn, Jabari.
For their works.
Tell that leave him alone.
Yeah.
Why are you picking on HOTEP?
So now, what is he known for? What did he give you?
What again?
And you know, I'm hitting you with people that is, you know what I mean, crucial to the understanding of your ancient Egyptians' words. Now watch this. Now look, let me just say Charles. Guess what he's responsible for? You see that? What that say? The old, middle, and new kingdoms of Egypt.
Nah,
that idea.
Not the old middle kingdom. God damn, Reggie. So leave him alone, man. You doing too much, man. Shit.
That concept of you saying old kingdom, middle kingdom, and new kingdom, he gave you that.
Oh, he gave it to
Charles gave you that.
Oh, Charles. Oh, Chuck.
He's a German.
Oh, not a German.
Charles, German Egyptologist.
Damn.
Coined the term old, middle, and new kingdom in 1845 to describe a.
Leave him alone, man. You showing out, man. Damn. You know, you ain't had this type of success when you went against us, but you really showing out over here, man, with these HOTEPers. God damn, Selah. I ain't know you had it in you. Yeah.
Period in ancient Egyptian history that is considered one of three golden ages. The term was used by archaeologists in the 19th century to help distinguish Egypt's long history. See that? So anytime you hear any one of these black community is talking about the old kingdom or during the middle kingdom, well, during the new kingdom with Tutankhamun, they got this shit for this white boy. See that? Your whole concept of modern day Egypt is fashioned on the shoulders of these white men. It's the blackity blacks. Now, look, but the Egyptians themselves. All right, let me run that line back. The term was used by archaeologists in the 19th century to help distinguish Egypt's long history. But look what it says next. But the Egyptians themselves did not use the name and likely did not see a difference between the Old Kingdom and the periods before and after. So what they're telling you was that, and we know this, the Egyptians didn't look at it as, oh, this is the Old Kingdom, this is the New Kingdom, or this is the Middle Kingdom. He created that. So we don't know what the ancient Egyptian timeline really was, because we're fashioning the Old, Middle, and New Kingdom based off of this concept. Even in this work, it said, but the Egyptians themselves didn't use the name Old, Middle, and New Kingdom, and likely didn't see a difference between the Old Kingdom and the periods before and after. So if that's the case, that means that whole 4,000 years is one bloodline, because Old Kingdom, New Dynasty, that's dealing with the family line. So what I'm showing you was that these Europeans created a whole new world, a whole new idea and concept for Egypt, and you niggas piggybacking for the shit.
Is it piggybacking?
The definition of old, show you where I'm at. The definition of the Old Kingdom has changed significantly over the centuries, but it's most often considered to be the time between the 3rd and 6th dynasties, from 2686 BC to 2181 BC. See that? What is that time period? That's during the Old Kingdom. See how we use that? He gave us that. So every time we say Old Kingdom, New Kingdom, Middle Kingdom, Charles gave you that. And then it says BC, before Common Era, Dionysus gave us that.
Not Dionysus.
So I'm showing you, hook, line, and sinker. Even a timeline, nigga, you embedded to the European.
Jabari, you got some spring to do.
So let's not act blackity black.
Don't act blackity black.
With this hanging over your head.
That's
Now, Charles is the author of this book here. You get this and how would you pronounce that? But yeah, this is authorized works. This is the book he put out based off his study and research. See, these niggas are putting out books, which makes them authors, which makes them authorship of Egyptology. Because ain't no Bantu nigga from the Congo even publishing nothing. The publication of the Bantu Negro from the Congo explaining us to Egypt at the site during any of these times, from the 16th to the 17th, on up into the 1800s. Where they at? Sir John Gardens, Wilkinson. Now look, I put the published works out of him. This is the book he authored, The Manners and Customs of the Ancient Egyptians. He gave you that. This is the 3rd volume. He got 3 volumes. He authorized that. Now, who was he? Sir John was an English traveler, writer, and pioneer Egyptologist of the 19th century. He's often referred to as the father of British Egyptology. Where is the black man in British that is the head nigga of Egyptology? Where he at? They were the white boy, but where the black man in British? Niggas wasn't slaves over there. Like,
wait a minute. This is another father. Oh man, he be the pappy. Goddamn Jabari and Reggie.
During this time, like we wasn't over here. Where they at? Where is the Bantu Negro from the Congo from Britain publishing, authorizing ancient Egyptian works? Now, again, he is often referred to as the father of British Egyptology. Wilkinson first arrived in Egypt in October 1821 as a young man of 24 years, remaining in the country for a further 12 years. Continuously during his stay, Wilkinson visited virtually every known ancient Egyptian site, skillfully recording inscriptions and paintings as a talented copyist and compiling composius technotes. Wilkinson's most significant work was Manners and Customs of the Ancient Egyptians. See that? Manners and Customs. He gave you that.
He didn't title the Manners and Customs, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, God, see, Jabari, you didn't tell me about all this, man. See, you hiding stuff, man. Don't even get in front of the. As a matter of fact, just don't even get in front of the camera no more, man. You's a false teacher. God damn. Selah, leave these guys alone, man. Why are you messing with these good people? Damn, Reggie.
Rituals and practice, he gave you that.
Oh, he gave him that too?
See that? That's his works right there.
Selah, you ain't right.
That's his works right there. First published in 3 volumes in 1837.
They gave you 3
and subsequently illustrated by Joseph. This title stood.
Bad enough he gave him 1 volume. He didn't gave out 3 volumes of your fatherhoodship. Oh, Jabari.
As the best general treatment of ancient Egyptian culture and history for the next half century. Look at that.
Not the half century.
Acclaimed for this publication brought Wilkinson a knighthood in 1839 and ensured him the title of the first distinguished British Egyptologist. Look at that. Where is the Bantu Negro that is the first British Egyptologist? Where you at? That's what I'm saying. Where you at? Where is his published works? Nicholas France. Yeah, you gonna say Nicola. 1800 to 1843. Was an Italian Egyptologist. A scholar.
Pride died and laid to the side. Look at the butter burn. Jabari, you just hiding stuff. Now you got Italians as your forefather, your Kemetic science and literature. You've been holding out secrets.
Friend of Champollion.
Oh, his bud.
He is regarded as the founder of Egyptology in Italy.
Oh,
Where is the Bantu Negro,
leave them Bantu Negro.
founder of Egyptology in Italy? Where he at?
Oh, come on, Selah.
That's how we playing over here.
Stop picking on them guys.
Y'all want to claim blackity black,
They black.
but I don't see no blackity black niggas rediscovering the knowledge of Egypt. In 1827, he went to Paris for a year in order to improve his knowledge of the method of decipherment proposed by Champollion. See that? These niggas clicking up, getting together, making this shit make sense. You niggas owe these white boys. You blackity black Egyptologist niggas, Kemetic niggas, you owe these white boys. You blackity black Hebrew Israelites, you owe them white Jews. You blackity black Christians.
I was with you. You're doing too much when you're throwing the Hebrews in there. Now we beat you up. Now just stick to where you probably can do best. You know. Now you start messing with us, you're gonna have some goddamn problems. But go ahead.
You owe them Europeans, because if it wasn't for them niggas, you wouldn't know none of this shit. You wouldn't know that you were Israelite if it wasn't for
there
the
you
white
go.
Jews. You wouldn't know that you were a follower of Christian.
I'm gonna give you one more warning, Selah.
For them white goddamn white Europeans, Christians. You wouldn't know that you were blackity black Kemetic nigga if it wasn't for these white European Egyptologists. Now let's move on. The Carl Richard.
Oh, look at
Lepsusis.
Look at Buffalo Bill.
See that? What that say? What that say? Egyptian Book of the Dead. Right? See that? The book of coming forth by day and night. This is the goddamn Bible for the Egyptian niggas. This is the Bible for Egyptology. The ancient Book of the Dead. Let's see what he about. Carl Richard. He is widely known for his Opus Magnum, Den Mahler. What's that?
Not the Opus Magnimus, Jabari. God damn. You ain't tell me about all this. Y'all see what I'm saying, man? They ain't tell me about all this, man. God damn, Jabari. I mean, come on, man. Jabari, you been holding out. I knew you was crooked. I knew you was crooked, Jabari. God damn. All right, come on, y'all. Say, I leave them guys. Why you picking on Jabari and Reggie? And Smash. All right.
Who's Egyptian Ethiopia? Or monuments from Egypt and Ethiopia. All right. He is widely known for his Opus Magnums. Monuments from Egypt to Ethiopia. All right. Carl Richard, first translator of a complete Book of the Dead, complete Book of the Dead manuscript. The first translator. He the first one that completely translated the pyramid text. That ain't no Bantu nigga from the Congo. That nigga look like your local judge.
983.
Huh? He look like your local judge locking niggas up, but he is the first translator of a complete book of the Dead Sea. I mean, I said the Dead Sea, of the Book of the Dead.
He ain't locking niggas up.
Right,
No,
do that again.
funny as hell.
Rich Carl. Carl Richard, first translator of a complete Book of the Dead manuscript. In 1842, Carl Richard published a translation of a manuscript dated to the Ptolemaic era and coined the name Book of the Dead.
Not the book.
He also introduced what? The spell numbering system, which is still in use, identifying 165 different spells.
150.
When you're trying to look for the numbers, go to spell number 37.
Yeah.
All right, go to spell number 42. He gave you that. First, he gave you the complete rendition of the book, and then he gave you what spells to go to. He did that.
He did it. Not the rendition. Selah, leave them guys alone, man.
All right. Richard Carr promoted the idea of a comparative edition of the Book of the Dead, drawing on all relevant manuscripts. This project was undertaken.
Not the comparative edition. God damn, man. 165 different spells, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, Carl Richard Lepidus is a master teacher.
Edward Neville, starting in 1875 and a complete in 1886, producing a 3-volume work including a section of vignettes for every one of the 186 spells he worked.
No, not 186.
The more significant variation of the text for every spell in commentary. Look at this. Anything you want to talk about the spell of this or the spell of Osiris or the cat, he gave you that. He deciphered that for you to understand. They doing the work. Let me come back down. In 1842, the real name again, Carl Richard. In 1842, Carl Richard was commissioned by King Frederick of Prussia to lead an expedition to Egypt and the Sudan to explore and record the remains of the ancient Egyptian civilization. The Prussian expedition was modeled after the earlier Napoleon mission. With surveyors, draftsmen, and other specialists, the mission reached Gaza November 1842 and spent 6 months making some of the first scientific studies of the pyramids of Giza, Absur, Saqqara, and Djoshur. They discovered 67 pyramids recorded in the pioneering called the Lupus list of pyramids and more than 130 tombs of noble men in the area. Carl Richard published widely in the field of Egyptology and is considered the father of this modern scientific discipline. Look at that. This nigga's over here rediscovering the pyramids, rediscovering tombs, assuming a role that Napoleon might have achieved. He had not died so young. Much of his work is fundamental to the field. Indeed, Carl Richard even coined the phrase Book of the Dead. There you have it. He coined that, right? He was also a pioneer in the field of African linguistics. Look at that. Huh? He was a pioneer in the field of African linguistics, though his ideas are now mainly considered to be outdated. Based on his work in the ancient Egyptian language and his field work in the Sudan, Carl Richard developed a standard alphabet for transliterating African languages. Huh? Where the Bantu Negro doing the work? Carl Richard list of pyramids is the first attempt at systematically listing all the Egyptian pyramids. See that? So you say the step pyramid is the first pyramid, nigga, he gave you that. And as such is a pioneer effort of early modern Egyptology. Come on, man. There was some of his Scrabble works right there. Notebook of Carl Richard for the Prussian expedition in Egypt, 1842 to 1845. So that's his works. That's his handwriting. Look at that. See the Egyptian? Listen, all that over here. They go a cartouche right there with the king's name. Come on, or queen's name. Showing you their works. Showing you their works. Where is the black man from the Congo? Where his works at during these times? German Egyptologist Richard also documented the Abydos Kings list and published his finding in 1855. Look at that. He gave you the King's list. Oh. You were talking about the King list, the Abydos King list. He gave you that. If it wasn't for this white boy, the King's list would still be up in them pyramids somewhere up in them temples. You would know nothing about the King's list. If it wasn't for him right here. Carl Richard, German Egyptologist. Huh? You niggas are sitting on the backs of Germans. Let's go to this guy. Neville. Henry Neville. Let's go to Neville. 1844 to 1926. This is what he published. There go his authorized works. Text relating to the myth of Horus, collected in the temple of Edfu. He gave you that. You want to talk about Horus? Anything about Horus? He gave you that. You niggas wouldn't be know nothing about no Horus or Heru if it wasn't for this white boy here. Neville was a Swiss archaeologist. I'm stumbling over that word. Was a Swiss archaeologist, Egyptologist, and biblical scholar. Look what it states. The first excavator of the Egyptian Exploration Fund was Neville, a Swiss Egyptologist and biblical scholar. In January 1883, Neville set out for Tel El Maskuta.
Oh, man. You know what, man? We're going to have to do a part 2 to this. It's getting late, man. But god damn, Jabari. You and Reggie, y'all over here getting cooked. This is bad. You know what I'm saying? This is bad. And then we're going to go into our series tomorrow. We got a few good shows coming up, man. But, you know, JJ getting tired. It's just 3 o'clock in the morning over here where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? But thanks for hanging out for about an hour with JJ. And we'll finish up with this one tomorrow. Peace and blessings. Love y'all. Shalom. We out.